Hello, my lovelies. Happy Monday. This is going to be your weekly. So we've been doing these as collective readings for the last few weeks as one big reading for the week. Your girl got a second job, so this is not my primary thing that I do right now. So I have limited time that I can devote to all the videos on the channel. So you have a daily card Monday through Friday, and you have your weekly, which is going to have everything in it that I would normally post all in one video. Check the timestamps. Now, this week we're going to start Aries season, so I'm going to do that as a separate video. So there will be two videos. So those post on the day that the season starts or roughly really close to it. Sometimes I'm too busy to get it out on the exact day. So we're going to start with our weekly. So check the timestamps for what you want to watch. The weekly, love, spiritual guidance, shadow work, or the weekend. Let's get started. All right, let's see what's going on our last full week of March plus the tail end of March. It's going to go all the way through the 31st. What do we have going on? Working on some self-esteem. I love that. So there could be some pearls of wisdom. Spirit might be having you look at certain situations a little differently. Spirit might be having you change something about your appearance. There could be some personal growth. You might be taking some steps to practice more self-love and self-care. You should be anyway. But this might be an opportunity for you to put a little extra on yourself right now. Don't wait for other people to spoil you rotten, okay? Most of the time, doesn't happen. You've got to take into account that your needs have to be met first by who? You, number one, okay? So by practicing some self-love and self-care, you're gonna grow, and you'll grow bigger than you ever thought possible. I will tell you, years ago, I really didn't like myself at my core. I didn't. There were a lot of things that I really needed to fix within myself, and over the last decade plus, I have really been working hard on fixing me as a person, at my soul, at my core. And now when I look at like my videos or I look at myself, things that I've done, I'm proud of myself for how far I've come, things I've overcome, growth that I've achieved, and you can too, no matter where you are. There were plenty of points in my life that it was a really dark, ugly place, okay? I've struggled with addiction. I've been homeless. I've been through really crummy divorce. I lost custody of my kids for years. I hit rock bottom more than a few times. I've had mental health problems throughout the years. A lot, okay? So if I can fix what's wrong with me and start to put myself back together, I promise you can too. So this last tail end before we actually hit spring, it's going to be focused on self, as it should, right? We need to focus on us, not always everything else around us. And accomplishments, love that. So you're going to scale some mountains, right? Sometimes from the bottom looking up to the mountain, it seems absolutely impossible, right? It's like, how in the world am I going to get to the top? How am I going to overcome these challenges? Where there's a will, there's a way. If you want to bad enough, you're going to find a way to achieve those goals. I've set lots of lofty goals for myself over my lifetime. Some of them I've already achieved, and some of them, I'm still working towards. Not everything's going to be an overnight thing or an overnight success, an overnight accomplishment. The point is that we don't give up. Even if things are challenging, even if it seems like it's a really tough battle, we can still achieve it. It might just take us some time. And we also have some reevaluation. So you might be having a change of heart, especially in a love situation, relationship, situationship, whatever the fuck you want to call it, okay? Somebody might be having a change of heart here this week. So if you do, that's okay. Maybe you need to reevaluate a relationship. Maybe it's healthy, maybe it's not. Maybe this is a relationship with yourself that you're going to have to make some changes to, whatever it happens to be. And don't forget to offer yourself, as well as others, some compassion. You might need to ground, meditate, breathe a little bit, and get those chakras in alignment, okay? If we see all the little colors there on this person is meditating. Those little circles there are the chakras. Those are the energy points. We have the root, the solar, the sacral, the heart, the throat, the third eye, and the crown chakra, okay? Those are the basic 7. There's more. We won't get into that right now. So Spirit wants you to work on yourself so that you can shine, so you can achieve your goals this week. You might need to reevaluate some relationships in your life in order to get to the places that you want to be. But I do feel like for some of you, you're absolutely going to kind of come out of hiding, come out of your shell, and emerge transformed this week. What do the dragons have for us? What do we need to know from the dragons? Ooh, fear. The fear dragon is all about releasing the fear. Okay, if we operate in fear, we're actually letting our ego take control. We don't want that. The ego is something that will lie to us, will deceive us. The ego is something that tells us we're not good enough, we'll never measure up, we're not this, we're not that, that'll never succeed, you can't do this. It's very negative self-talk. Sometimes it's a little voice in your head that's been there since we were really young. Maybe it's other people that have fed into that fear that now becomes like a recurring message that plays in our head. And so when we squash the fear and we realize that it's coming from a place of ego, and we overcome that with our intuition and we lead with our heart space, all of a sudden the fear dissipates. We operate out of love and intuition instead of fear and ego. So we need to make some changes this week. Some of that is going to be part of your personal growth, okay? And so that's a really important part of your journey while you're here, is to overcome some of these hurdles that are really holding you back from where you desire to be. So fear stands for false emotions appearing real, okay? So it's false, it's the ego. We know that because we can take it back and fact check it, okay? You remember all the fact checking stuff we had to deal with a few years ago? So fact check it with spirit. Fact check it with your intuition. Is this real? Is this the reality? Or is this fear and ego that's creeping in? Okay. We have the lost dragon. I believe this one came out last week, but there's a unicorn there with the dragon. So we are in the year of the fire horse. I feel like we're going to start to see a lot of big things change. Okay. So maybe we had a perceived loss. Maybe it's a fear of a loss that we're actually processing. Whatever it happens to be, remember that if you've lost something, it gives you the opportunity to appreciate it. If you're going through a physical loss of somebody, my condolences sincerely for that. Know that our spirit continues on and they are always with us in spirit. I know it's not the same, but they are always with you. They still hear you, they still feel you. So if you have lost somebody recently, continue to talk to them as if they're still with us. They can hear you, they can show you signs, they will find a way to communicate messages with you from beyond. All right, what else do we need to see from our dragons this week? The rose. This is an indication that we have to stop and smell the roses, right? Remember to enjoy the good things in life. So you might be having a change of heart in a relationship. Maybe this person didn't pour into you like you did to them. Maybe instead of focusing so much on the external of what people can validate you or bring to the table, you focus inward. Maybe you go out and you buy yourself a bouquet of flowers. Maybe you're at the grocery store and you stop at the floral department and you smell the roses for a moment. Maybe you sit out in nature and you just kind of admire God's handiwork. Whatever it happens to be, this is a pause this week where we need to slow things down and contemplate. What is the next move? What do we need to change? Where are we going moving forward? What else? Anything else this week, Spirit? The universe, love that. We have the universe, love, and shadows. Okay, we are going to do some shadow work in this reading as well. Okay, so the universe. Spirit is always with you. They surround you. It's like air, okay? So I love the equation that spirit energy is simply that. It's energy. It's everywhere. It's like oxygen. You can't see it, right? It's see-through. It's clear. You can't see it. You can't always smell it, right? But it's there. How do we know it's there? Well, we'd be dead otherwise. We need air to breathe, right, as humans. So we know that the universe is infinite, it's abundant, and it surrounds us everywhere we go. So talk to spirit. They want to connect with you. They want to communicate. I feel like spirit's also trying to show you maybe some compassion towards yourself or others at this time. I feel like spirit needs you to get into alignment, and that's also going to help something change for the better, okay? Could be love that's coming in for you. So practice self-love, self-care, but there could be some new romance coming in for you as well this week. And we have shadows. So this is about facing our what? Our fear. We have the fear dragon out here. So facing our fears by learning to love yourself unconditionally, learning to unpack the baggage that we all have a little something, right? We all have some skeleton in our closet that we wish we didn't, things that we repress, things that we don't want other people to know about us. If you own all of that, but you release all of the negativity that's attached to that and realize that it's part of your journey, it's part of what made you you today, learn to love it, learn to embrace it, learn that it got you to where you are today, and you can always change things you don't like about yourself moving forward, right? And that's going to lead you to some sort of joy, happiness, and accomplishments. All right, Spirit, we got big messages today. Wow, yes, we do. Okay. We need some boundaries. So first things first, right? We're going to overcome the fear because we're going to set some boundaries for ourselves. We're not going to be the world's doormat, okay? We're saying no to that. Spirit wants us to embrace new changes, okay? So embrace the new, release the old, be willing to take a leap of faith somewhere. I feel like for some of you, this comes after some sort of loss. Maybe you lost a job and Spirit's trying to tell you, you need to go in a different direction, right? Maybe that one wasn't cutting it. So you have to go towards something better, and it's always something better. There is some sort of communication coming in. Could be in a love relationship. Somebody could be expressing their feelings. Somebody could be moving, traveling, or relocating. I do think for some of you, you're just trying to get out of the toxic hell that maybe you've been living in. So movement, travel, relocation to find your peace again. Okay, what else do we need to see? Yeah. Some of you are contemplating relationships, love, marriage, commitment, all of those things. But I do feel like for it to be healthy, there has to be some clear boundaries set. For others of you, you're getting your confidence back, okay? Yeah, okay. So what they're telling me is that not only are you going to get your confidence back, it's almost like they're playing a Britney Spears song. What is that one called? Circus. Love that. So it's a really upbeat tune. If you haven't heard it, it's pretty good. It's called Circus by Britney Spears. And the verse that they're playing in my head is, all eyes on me in the center of the ring, just like a circus. Wow. Okay. So that is her energy, the Queen of Wands. She's somebody that commands attention. She's a master manifester. I feel like you're about ready to rock somebody's world. Maybe a lot of people. You might really be seen this next week. We are hitting Aries season this week. So Aries is really like, they're giving me the word rambunctious, can be. It's really like lively, very fiery, very passionate, very driven, ambitious. Aries is the god of war, right? So there could be some rage. There could be. And you know what? They were playing a song in my head earlier today when I was getting ready to sit down. I think it's by Beck, B-E-C-K, and I think the song is called Loser. I'll have to look that up. I'll post it in the comments. But anyways, this Queen of Wands is not going to settle for losers, okay? That's just not a thing. She's getting ready to take a leap of faith. Maybe there was something that exited your life or will exit your life. Maybe it's a commitment. And I feel like you're about ready to step like out on the scene and be seen. So that's interesting. We're saying no to lack, no to money worries. I do feel like for some of you, it could be a new job opportunity coming in. We have some truth or clarity being shed in a situation, right? Especially about letting go of fear, your shadows. We've done the work. We've done the shadow work, hermit mode. We're emerging. We're coming out of that. We're walking away from everything that doesn't serve our highest good, saying no to all the toxicity in our life. It just doesn't serve our highest good any longer. So we're saying no. What else? The last week. What do we need to see for the last week? There we go. Heartbreak, pain, betrayal, backstabbing, grief, loss, and mourning, okay? Maybe there was an ending in a love relationship. Maybe you were married and things went kaput, okay? There's no more of that. We're going to heal. However long that takes, take your time. Spirit's going to give you grace, but you got a new beginning trying to come in. I do think for some of you, you've got actual marriage and commitment coming in. Two of Cups with the Sun, it's your happily ever after. It's what you've been looking for, and it's going to shock you. I feel like this person might be watching you from a distance. I feel like this person is going to kind of almost sneak up on you in a way, like, surprise. That's funny. So, what is it? Samuel L. Jackson, he always says, surprise, motherfucker. That's exactly what they're playing in my head. It's going to shock you. It's going to be like, what the heck? How did that happen? And it's just going to kind of fall into place. Okay, what else? Yep, Two of Wands. You're going to have to decide. You want your old life? You want your new life? Because your new life is going to cost you the old one. That's how it works. You got to give it up. There's this meme that I saw a long time ago. It's Jesus talking to a little kid, and she's holding on to her little teddy bear, and she doesn't want to let it go. And behind his back, he's got an even bigger one, right? So it's like a life-size teddy bear. So the point of that is that Spirit's trying to remove things that you've either outgrown, things that have hurt you, things that are toxic, things that cause fear, pain, whatever. They're trying to escort that out so that you can get to the point where things are blessings and stuff just flows. So do you want the blessings or do you want the pain? Spirit's about asking you to make a choice, right? So you're going to have to make that choice. What do you want? Do you want to live in fear and pain, or do you want to head towards happiness and healing? It's always a choice. All right, Spirit, what else? 2 more cards. There's one. We got money coming in, so blessings. See, it's like Spirit's trying to tell you, we got blessings coming in. This is more than enough. The 6 of Coins is a card of unexpected financial blessings coming to you in any way, shape, or form, okay? However it happens to come in. Raise, promotion, unexpected check in the mail, however. But this is more than enough. So your needs are met with extra, so you can be a blessing to someone else. And holy shit, we got a lot of changes and they happen really quick. Travel, movement, relocation, purchasing a vehicle, okay? This year is the year of the fire horse. You've heard all of us talk about it for months now. We're in it. Things are exponentially going to get faster. Things are going to change quicker. There's momentum. There's freedom. There's all of these things, right? Have you ever seen a horse run at full speed? Pretty damn incredible. They can really get moving. And that's exactly what's happening to us as we usher in Aries season. We're about to take off and things are really going to start to move in a really good way. So set some boundaries. You're working on personal growth this week, okay? Remember to be compassionate to yourself and others, as well as ground your energy. That's going to be important. You're going to have a change in perspective or a change of heart somewhere. Communicate accordingly. And whatever this loss is, know that whatever's leaving your life, it's for a reason to usher in new beginnings and new blessings. We're going to do love next. All right, let's see what's going on for couples and separation, singles, twin flames. Everybody, what's going on? Collaboration and wonder. Okay, so Spirit is trying to get you to team up. That's the word they're giving me. They want you to team up with somebody to boost relationships through teamwork and compromise. If you're currently single, this could mean that somebody new is coming in for you. This is eclipse in Aries, so it could be during Aries season, which is about March 20th, 21st, until about April 19th, 20th, okay? So I do feel like in the next 3.5 weeks that you might actually meet somebody new if you're single. If you're currently coupled up, I do feel like you and this person are gonna have to overcome challenges and work as a team. Now that's gonna be really important. We did just hear like a fast car, so things might happen quickly. Once you solidify that, I feel like that's something that happens to gain momentum. It escalates fast. We also have wonder. So we're exiting Pisces season this week and going into Aries season. So that's the technical new year, okay? So the lunar new year. The spring equinox, that's when things really will start to kick up. And so I feel like in the love realm that there could be a lot of things that really do change rapidly. There could be breakups that happen is what they're telling me so that a new relationship can come in. Could also be that somebody is choosing to solidify things quickly because they know that they've met their match. Love that. So follow your dreams. Spirit's encouraging you to follow your dreams. What does that mean for you? It's going to be different for everybody. What are you dreaming about? Are you dreaming about a person, a place, a thing? Is it goals and accomplishments? Are you worried about things? You want to chase positive dreams so we can actually get somewhere. And you could be a bit of a free spirit. I definitely am. So embrace your inner wild child. It's starting to wake up. And you might find a sense of belonging, a place that feels like home. So a sensitive, introspective phase. So we could definitely be changing things around the home. Maybe you're decorating. Maybe you have to clear out space in your closet so a certain someone can come stay with you. Whatever it happens to be. Some of you might actually be moving homes as well, is what I'm picking up. Somebody might be living near water. This one has like a boathouse. So that might be significant for somebody as well. I always think that would be kind of fun, except for like hurricanes and stuff. I wouldn't necessarily want to be on the water for stuff like that. All right, Spirit, what's going on? Let's see if I can shuffle correctly today. What do we need to see for love? Singles, couples and separation, twin flames, and soulmates. They're playing another song in my head. I think it's called When I Said I Do. I don't know who sings that. I'll have to look that one up. Let me look it up. I think it's Clint Black, and the song is called When I Said I Do. I think he sings it with his wife. Anyways, okay, let's see what's going on this week, Spirit. Ooh, divine order. So some things could be changing in your love life. because it's part of the divine order, that spirit needs you to collaborate with this specific set of people in order for things to progress. We are in the year of the fire horse. The fire chalice is all about burning away the things that don't serve your highest good. Have you ever manifested using fire? I do it pretty often. So I usually take bay leaves, which is simply a leaf, and you write your intention on there and then you burn it, right? So we're using the element of fire. We're using the element of air. Leaves would be earth energy because it comes from the earth, and then water to extinguish. So you're like the magician in tarot. You're using all of these elements at your disposal to literally manifest the life that you want. You can use fire to cleanse, right? Have you ever had to burn something to get like germs out of there, right? Or sanitize something? It's not often that we do that, but in the olden days, if there were like weeds in a field that you couldn't get rid of, you'd use fire and you'd set it on fire to burn it away, right? Because then it would completely disintegrate and get rid of all of the stuff that you didn't want. It also puts nutrients back in the soil. The carbons, they break down into the soil and it actually feeds it. If you ever seen a burn scar where some like wildfire has burned and it's very charred and black for a while, but then in the spring it's renewing and you see new growth coming back. Mother Nature knows what she needs to do in order to purify herself, to renew things. It gets rid of disease and nasty things that we don't want, and in its place, brand new life emerges. Okay, so I do feel like, how funny. So if we look at this card, it's very green, it's very lush, right? But we also have fire. So I do feel like we're letting go of things through fire in some way, shape, or form. And that can be symbolic as well as like burning things away that we don't want to continue with. So energetically in your mind, you don't have to actually use fire, but energetically you can think about all the negative things in your life and envision them going into like the cup of fire, okay, and burning away, and it disintegrates. And so your intention needs to be to release what no longer serves you, and then in its place you have brand new growth that's coming in. Love it, Spirit. We have the companions. So the dragons are like guardian angels. They've been with us for millennia. You can talk to them. You can ask your guardian angels and dragons to come towards you, but they want to help you. That's their primary goal, helping you, protecting you, and encouraging you to do better in life. So wherever that happens to pertain for you, know that you're about to kind of enter into a phase where life gets a little more exciting. There might be some new chapters that you never dreamed of happening for you this year, and it's all part of the plan. And the earth chalice, love it. So I do think that we're gonna see some things kind of burned away, figuratively and literally. Like, we're in a severe drought where I live, so we're probably going to have a horrific wildfire this year because everything's so dry and there's like no chance that it's going to get better anytime soon. So it's very possible. But remember, when the earth is charred, and I love how this one is kind of charred looking, we can bury the things that we don't want, but it also gives way to what? Renewal, new growth, right? Where everything turns green and lush again. So it's all part of Mother Nature's plan. Now, if we apply that to love and relationships, there's things that are going to be exiting your life so that there's a renewal. You might have new companions that are coming in. Yeah, it might not be your forever person, but what if you found a best friend after an ending and then later down the road it became something? You never know unless you try. All right, Spirit, what's happening for love? Singles, couples in separation, twin flames, and soulmates. Take what fits, leave the rest. Do not make it fit if it's not your message. All right, yeah. What was I saying about things changing quickly? So the Knight of Swords is one of the fastest moving in the entire tarot deck. Him and the Knight of Wands are the two fastest knights. Knights bring news. Something is coming in quickly. I feel like somebody has made a conscious decision to take action, to come forward, okay? They've been in hiding. Maybe they've been working on themselves, overcoming fears, overcoming obstacles, putting in the work. Work could be taking up a ton of their time. They might not have a ton of time to devote to love and relationships, or they didn't, and so something is changing. They want to have fun in life again. I feel like this person wants to be carefree. I feel like this person wants like some new adventures, some new excitement in their life, and they're willing to finally take that chance to go forward. So there's a new opportunity that presents itself. Could meet this person through work. Could also be that like this person pays you for something. That's interesting. But it's a new opportunity that leads to abundance set out by the divine. We also have wish fulfillments that leave you really excited, really happy. But what does it require? Us to walk away from what's not serving us. You see how this person left those 8 cups sitting behind and went the other way? Yeah. That's going to happen. You're going to leave something behind because this new opportunity is so much better. How do I know? Wheel of Fortune. Good luck is on your side. Money, opportunities, blessings come in as a result of you leaving what doesn't serve you. You might be working for yourself. You might be building a business. You could be spending a ton of time on this new opportunity, but it leads to ultimate blessings and success financially. It's also something that gives you a little bit of stability, not a little bit, a lot of stability, as well as independence. What was I saying? That you are the magician? You're manifesting all of these changes in your life? Exactly that. I couldn't make it up if I tried. Spirit always knows. And exactly that. Spirit always knows. So karma being dealt, change in perspective. I feel like your whole world's really going to change when it comes to love. But I feel like it's as a result of you making conscious choices and decisions to change things in your life that really don't work for you anymore. No matter what that happens to be. Jobs, relationships, whatever it happens to be. I do feel like a lot of new opportunities start to open up. Judgment is spirit really kind of rectifying a situation for us. So we want that to happen, especially when it's in the upright because it's more positive. You're going through major change and evolution this year. You have been probably for several years. And so spirit's trying to open up new opportunities. Final card, please, for love, spirit. Thank you. Justice. Some of you could be finalizing something through courts, contracts, legalities. It's Libra energy with the Justice card. This is what's going to create balance in your love life, okay? So these changes escalate. These changes lead to abundance. These changes lead to good fortune, and you've manifested something that's more balanced. Release anything that doesn't serve you. Burn it all away. Metaphorically speaking, don't be starting fires out there. But in your mind, envision that you are releasing things in the fire, and as a result, think of planting a seed for things you want to grow, and envision that seed coming through the surface of the earth and growing. It's going to be good. I promise you, it's going to be good. Put in the work where it's required and pick a direction that serves your highest good. Walk away from anything that doesn't serve you. It's time to come out of hermit mode and embrace your blessings. All right, my lovelies, let's see what we've got going on spiritually. What's the message, Spirit? What do we need to know this week? Sun in Virgo endeavor, you reap what you sow. Okay, so that's karmic, okay? Karmically tied to something. Karmic attachments is what they're giving me. But I do feel like you are headed towards a new beginning. I really feel like maybe you have done a lot of internal work on yourself in the last couple of years, and as a result, Spirit's about to reward all of your hard work with some sort of accomplishment. So you're going to overcome a lot of challenges. I feel like there's been many, okay? Myself included. In my last, half decade, 5-6 years, there's been a lot of things that have been challenges that I've had to navigate and figure out solutions to. Some were easier than others, but as a result, we kind of elevate our status in such a way that we feel like we've achieved something. Maybe we didn't know that that was possible. Maybe we thought it was impossible for a long time. But Spirit's trying to show us that if we're putting forth the effort, the hard work, eventually we're going to get to the top of that mountain. And the view from the top is always worth it. And then you get to come back down with some knowledge or something that you have learned. Could be a new opportunity coming in for you. So be ready for change. That's really important. So Spirit could be rewarding you in a really big way with a new opportunity because of all of your hard work, right? If you're putting in the effort, all of a sudden it's like certain doors start to open up. Why? Well, you've been doing the work in order to get there. And home. Spirit might be needing you to focus on home or family, things that maybe really need your attention right now. So home and love could definitely be part of the opportunity is what I'm getting. And we have status. So something is definitely changing. It's funny to me how you have the accomplishment card with a mountain, and then we have this card with status that has the pyramid Work diligently towards your goals. Exactly that, right? So you've been working really hard towards your goals, and now you're going to accomplish those. I love that. All right, what do our dragons have for us? What do we need to see this week, Spirit? And I apologize. I have horrible allergies this time of year, so if I sound like I'm sick, I'm not, I promise. Just always have like sinus pressure this time of year. Took allergy pills. They don't really do much anymore. It's kind of a bummer, but we'll live. All right, Spirit, what's going on? What do we need to see? What's the energy this week? Thank you. Okay, we got the rose card again. So this is all about stopping and smelling the roses, right? For some of you, I feel like you do have a lot going on, right? I'm kind of like ultra busy at the moment too. So I feel like there is this chance to kind of hit the pause button temporarily and just go, take it all in. Give it a minute. Let everything kind of slow down for a second. You can always pick back up the chaos should you want to later, right? Your to-do list will wait, I promise. If there's something really urgent, okay, tackle that. But are there things that maybe you can either delegate or slow down a little bit to kind of enjoy how far you've come? Because I think Spirit really wants you to do that. We have Osun, which is the king of the dragons, and he does not bend a knee or bow to anyone besides God. So that's really important. I feel like you've had a lot of challenges trying to get to an achievement, hiccups for confirmation. And so I feel like you've reached a point where the only person or the only entity that, hiccups again for confirmation, that you take any sort of criticism or advice from is Spirit, because you know that ultimately that and your loved ones are the only opinions that matter. It doesn't matter what somebody thinks about you outside of that. Those opinions, they're just opinions. You know, there's an old saying that says opinions are like assholes. Everybody has one and most of them stink. So I feel like for some of you, that's going to be kind of the mindset you're in. It's like, yeah, no, I'm just not going to pay it any attention. It's not for me to worry about. Spirit's got my back. What else, Spirit? What do we need to see? Thank you. Okay. Your spiritual gifts could be growing and amplifying. We go through these cycles where think of it as like grade school, okay? We have all these different levels that we have to learn certain things, master those skills, and then we grow and we move on. So Spirit does that with your spiritual gifts too. Mine go through adjustments and amplifications often, and I feel like that happens collectively, right? If we're working on ourselves, we start to really see those things change. And so your gifts could be heightened over the next few weeks as some of these things kind of change and come online. Spirit wants you to keep hope alive that things can always change for the better. And this comes out with home. So you might need to turn inward for a little bit and focus on home, love, relationships, things like that that are close to your heart. One more, Spirit. What do we need to see? Fear. So we have to release the fear in order to achieve our goals, right? If we all stopped because we were afraid of failure, nobody would ever achieve anything, right? So failure is kind of part of the process. It's not truly a failure. It's simply you have to make readjustments. If you ever remember in science class, okay, we did experiments and you had to have what's called a hypothesis, right? It's an educated guess of how such and such will work out, what will happen. Maybe you're doing a chemistry experiment and certain chemicals mix well together and others go, uh-oh, that's a problem. It might blow up, it might hurt you, all of these things, right? So we don't know that unless we test a theory. So we have to overcome the fear in order to achieve the goal. That's what's going to help you achieve this next goal, is releasing the fear. Remember, fear is false emotions appearing real. It means the ego's in charge, and we don't want that. This is your spiritual message for the week. Spiritually speaking, you have to be in alignment for your goals to come in. That's how it works. Energetically, you have to be in alignment for things to change. If you're working really hard towards your goals, you will achieve them. That's all there is to it. But you can't operate in fear thinking that it's never going to happen. You got to release the doubts. You got to release the fear in order for the positive changes to occur. So allow them to occur. Work on the things you can work on. Keep hope alive that they will come in, and then get out of the fucking way and let Spirit do the rest, okay? All right, Spirit, what do we need to see? What is our spiritual message this week? What do you need the collective to know? Love it. You're headed in a new direction, so be willing to take a leap of faith somewhere, but look before you leap. Don't get carried away with things that aren't good for you, okay? Knight of Coins, Knights bring news. There's a new opportunity coming in. We know for a fact that's happening. It could have to do with your spiritual gifts expanding. You could be traveling, moving, or relocating for a better paying job, okay? Your job might include travel, okay? You might have local, far away, whatever it happens to be. But I do think that this new opportunity actually is a blessing for you. So investigate accordingly, and if it's for you, take advantage of that. We have hope that our wish fulfillments are coming in. Spirit doesn't want you to lose hope. They want you to keep that going, okay? So don't doubt that everything that you need, everything that you want can come in. Stay positive until you see it actually come to fruition, because you do have a victory. And I feel like this is going to be a really loud, really public victory. I feel like for some of you, you're actually headed towards fame, fortune, and reward, or some sort of public recognition. That's exactly what the Six of Wands is. You've faced a lot of battles. You've had to overcome fear. You've had to overcome obstacles, naysayers, all of these things in order to get to this achievement. But if you've been working diligently towards this goal, your status is about to change. Whether that's a relationship status, maybe it's like status as in financial status that's changing. Maybe you're about to become really well known, very famous, a public figure, public speaker, but something where there are a lot of eyes on you. And what was that channeled song that I was picking up from Britney Spears? Circus. I'm going to write that down. I like to put the songs in the videos for you guys in the comments, so if you are curious about what that song sounds like, you've never heard it, you can go listen to it. Bottom of the deck, we have the Hierophant. What are we reading for? Our spiritual message. What is this card? It's a card of tradition. It's a card of marriage. It's a card of commitment. It's also a card of spiritual growth and ascension. Ding, ding, ding. We have a winner. So there could be somebody that really, they're giving me two words that really activates your journey. Okay. So I really feel like this opportunity leads to either a partnership romantically or a business partnership that like accelerates your growth and kind of puts you on the map. And that's a bold statement. It won't resonate for everybody, but that is 100% what I'm getting. I also feel like for some of you, you dealt with a lot of conflict, a lot of chaos, and that just won't do going forward. We want peace and harmony in our life, especially in love relationships. So some of you could be solidifying a commitment, right? Maybe you're going to get married. Maybe it's a quick wedding. Maybe you run off to Vegas and elope. Maybe it's a big to-do, whatever it happens to be. But some of you in my collective are going to be solidifying a love connection. So congrats in advance. And you're going to need to decide what it is that you want. Do you take this new opportunity that's going to be really good for you? Or do you say no? Because it's always a choice. Which direction do you want to take things? You have to decide. You're going to be faced with some sort of decision in order to decide which way you go. And if we look at this card, right? He's looking one way, he gets this result. He goes that way, he gets that result. So I do think you're going to choose the new opportunity. Strength and courage will be required, okay? This wish fulfillment is going to change things for you. This opportunity is going to change things for you. So in the meantime, Spirit's asking you to keep hope alive, that it comes in at the right time. Don't be discouraged, and to focus on home and love at this time in order for this opportunity to actually come in. And remember, your new life will cost you your old one. So walk away from what doesn't serve you. Let go of the fear. This is going to change your world in a very big way. But you have to let go of the burdens. You have to let go of the toxicity. You have to let go of the baggage in order for it to come in. You got to create space for it, okay? Once you decide, things take off very quickly, okay? So that could create some turmoil for you. It still might be a struggle. There might be that knee-jerk reaction to go, oh shoot, what am I doing? Am I making the right decision? Breathe. Think about it logically. Is this what's best for you at the moment or not? And if it is, say yes. And if it's not, say no. It's pretty simple. Travel, movement, relocation, or purchasing a vehicle. Could also be new love coming in. I do feel like this person ends up being your partner for life, okay? We have the red string of fate on the Page of Cups, and that's all about you being tethered with an invisible string to the person that you're destined to be with, okay? And at the right time, things connect and that string is pulled and you guys come into alignment with each other and you will meet each other if you haven't already. What else do we need to see, Spirit? What's going on this week? Oh, yeah. You're going to overthink this decision, especially when it regards to a new opportunity that has to do with your gifts or a new work opportunity. Spirit's advising that you find your confidence, okay? That you find courage, you let your guard down to the right opportunities and the right people. Obviously, we need boundaries. So you're going to have to decide, is this something that feels safe to you or does this trigger fear? If it triggers fear, what is the fear coming from? So we can deal with it, okay, and release that. Because you're about to be blessed, you're about to be abundant, and I do feel like you're finally going to be living a life that makes you happy, that gives you the things that you want to see. All right, so we've done the work. We are coming out of hermit mode. We're coming into a solid, stable commitment somewhere. No more juggling. We're about to find some balance. We're about to find a wish fulfillment. And we are about to be really successful. It's been a long, slow, steady process, but that pays off with some sort of reward. Love that. Bottom of the deck, 10 of Pentacles, okay? So this offer might shock you. Could be love, could be business. Start planning or setting some goals now for the future of what you want and how you're going to achieve them, because there is love coming in and there is financial blessings coming in. It could be a passion project. It could also be that there's a passionate new encounter coming in, but this creates the balance after a long period of heartbreak, backstabbing, and betrayal, and you've waited a long time. So shift your perspective, continue to put in the work where you need to put in the work. Mostly it's on yourself, and know that more is on the way, and this is a gift from the divine, okay? Financial blessings, more than enough. We also have the 9 and the 10 of Pentacles. Again, this could be a love relationship that's really kind of written in the stars. This person only has eyes for you. Okay, they aren't interested in anybody else. They want to build a life with you. Protector, provider, compassionate, nurturing, affectionate, intelligent, empathetic. So I feel like protector and healer could be coming together, and it's really well depicted in here. So your gifts might lead you to a connection that really is everything that you've been looking for and longing for. Are you open to it? If not, you've got work to do. Plan or set some goals. This last week of March is going to be a big one, and it ushers in change for the rest of the year. All right, we're going to do our shadow work. So let's see what triggers us this week. This is called Conversations with Your Inner Self. If these trigger you, that's exactly what you're supposed to do. Have a conversation with yourself about why. Avoidance. What do you try your best to avoid in life? Are there certain emotions attached to these things? The color of. What color is your anxiety and why? Inner teen. What do you wish someone would have told you as a teenager? All right, lies. What do you often lie about? Hopefully not very often. And professional life. How does your shadow self affect your professional life? Okay, next part is integrating or finding the balance. What do we need to balance out? Celebration. How can you celebrate yourself? Very good. Barriers. What emotional barriers do you use to prevent people from getting close to you? Emotional release. What activities help you release pent-up emotions? And love. When do you feel most loved? Very good food for thought. Let's start our shadow work. All right, same thing. We use a tandem deck for our shadow work, so let's see what's hidden. There could be some doom and gloom or some setbacks, some things that you've been struggling with, or disappointments. But I do feel like that is about to shift and change. What else do we need to know what's hidden? King of Swords. Could be dealing with a tyrant. Could be dealing with somebody who's really aggressive. Maybe somebody who's very critical, fault finding. Maybe somebody who's hostile. We're reclaiming our power. Okay, that's why we do shadow work. We're reclaiming our power. We're taking that back from things that were draining us, things that are no good for us. The devil in the shadow is an indication that we're overcoming all of these challenges and we're coming back out on top. Okay, 7 of Coins. We could have made some decisions that weren't so good for us. Maybe we feel like we picked wrong, maybe in the love department, maybe with a job. There could have been a lot of options. I feel like you're kind of getting rid of that. And the 7 of coins in the upright or in the light side would be that we have to make a decision. I feel like you've already made this decision. Maybe it didn't go according to plan. Maybe things were really imbalanced. Maybe things were really chaotic. Maybe you have decided that this isn't the relationship or person for you, and you've decided to choose yourself instead to turn your bad luck around to something better, okay? We're in a period of struggle and lack right now. We've got to shift that. You could be also recovering from injury, illness, or surgery. You might have felt like you missed out on a love opportunity. I do get the sense that there's like a third party. It doesn't always mean cheating. It can also mean like interference. Think in-laws, meddling people in your life. So there could definitely be some of that going on. And we have the 7 of Swords. The truth of the clarity is about to be revealed to you. Who's been deceptive, who has manipulated, who has used you, who isn't for you, so you can reclaim your power. We know that's happening. There's been a false victory here, or something didn't go as planned. They're giving me the word awry. So something kind of like went off course, right? That's why we've got to get things back in balance. And some of you might really need a break, okay? You're reaching the point of burnout. So why are you burned out? What is causing it? That's really what I'm picking up. What's causing the burnout? What do we need to adjust or make changes? For some of you, it's really going to be on letting go of the past relationships. We will until the 20th of March, so the rest of this week, we will still be under the effects of Mercury in retrograde, right? I think Mercury works kind of like a plunger. It brings old shit back from the past, okay? It's a review process. What do you want to continue and what do you want to let go of? Plain and simple. What do you want to continue? What do you want to let go of? And make a conscious choice and then move in that direction of what you want to go towards. We do have some new opportunities that are coming in, okay? I do feel like some of you could have dealt with like a really shitty boss, okay? I've had a few of those in my life too. And so we don't want to deal with tyrants. So just because it might pay really well, do you want to deal with that every day? And if you don't, then it's a no. There will be a better opportunity that comes in as a result. There is some sort of news coming in. Pentacles move the slowest in tarot, so this could have taken a long time. For some of you, you might be releasing a situation or a person that is draining you so that you can open up to new opportunities. That could be a wish fulfillment to reclaim your power and to go towards a new blessing. But there is always an ending before a new beginning, right? So closure. I also feel like you're saying no to the struggle portion of your lifetime, that things are actually going to get better, right? But there's still that worry there. So we've got to bring it back into balance because we do have a lot of beautiful blessings trying to come in. And the 10 of Cups is your happily ever after. Is that what you choose? For some of you, it's going to be. Some of you want to get married. Some of you want to live happily ever after with your perfect in your eyes person, okay? Remember, nobody's perfect. We all have flaws. But we can coexist, we can be happy, we can be in union, and we can be in harmony with each other. And that's what I feel like you're headed towards with all this hard work you've been doing. A wish fulfillment, right? We have the Star, we have the 9 of Cups. So you're turning a bad situation around. You're getting some closure. We're closing chapters of lack, we're closing chapters of struggle, and we are going to come out on top. 9 of Coins. You are going to be abundant. You're going to have more than enough. Anything that's hidden from you, any sort of manipulation, schemes, illusions, all of that stuff's going to be found out so you can do what? Reclaim your power, all right, and make decisions. There could be somebody that's really flighty, okay? In 1 minute, gone the next. And I feel like this person thought that they were going to get one over on you. They thought that they were going to come out on top, but little did they know that Spirit was cluing you in the whole way along of who was deceiving you. It will be found out. That I can guarantee you, okay? So you can plan or set some new goals and then take action. It's time for you to decide who or what you continue to be involved with, okay? Your burnout. Somebody in your world is exhausting you. Somebody in your world is either mentally, physically, or emotionally draining the living shit out of you. And that's got to end. The Death card's out here. Once you cut that energy off, All of a sudden, doors that have closed, new ones will open. New opportunities for work and employment and money. New opportunities for love and romance come in. You're reclaiming your power. Why? Because you're turning over a new leaf. You are closing a chapter to begin something new and something better. And you could be traveling, moving, and relocating. Some of you are going to go live in a totally different part of the world and be just fine, completely happy. For some of you, you're going to start a new job, and that's going to change your world for the better as well. Whatever this is, you turn a really nasty cycle into something really positive. So find the silver lining. That's going to be really important. Okay, I want one of each of these. Conclusion, please, Spirit. What do we need to see this week? Conclusion. There we go. Okay, well, we got more than one. Okay. So we are needing to pick a path and decide which route we go towards love and commitment. It's always a choice. And are you willing to collaborate and have teamwork with this person? And can you let go of the baggage so that it doesn't pollute the love that you want? Okay. Anything else that's hidden from us this week, Spirit? Anything else that's hidden? There we go. Another little stack. Okay. So we could be dissolving something, or we could be breaking tradition. All right. This is also a card of ascension, spiritual knowledge. Pay attention to what Spirit's guiding you to and what Spirit's guiding you away from. Okay. You could be faced with a fork in the road or some sort of deciding moment that you're going to have to pick what you want to move forward. 6 of Coins in the shadow. There's been a lot of struggle financially. There's been a lot of disappointments, a lot of heartbreak in the past. And we have the Emperor. But in the shadow, we don't want him. Why? He's not healed. He's not at his best in the shadow. So he has to go inward and he has to reflect. He has to break his own cycles before he can step into his divinity. We have the 10 of Swords. Something isn't over, right? Lots of pain, lots of heartbreak. The divine masculine could be really going through it. He needs to close out some cycles in his world. And we have the 7 of Wands. I do feel like this person needs to learn boundaries. Maybe they have, maybe they haven't. We do have the High Priestess at the bottom of the deck as well. So I feel like intuitively, if you're a twin flame, I feel like intuitively you could be picking up messages from this person. But I also feel like you're kind of closing the door if this person isn't working on themselves and isn't healed. You don't want to receive that message. So this person might be trying to send you telepathic or thoughts and trying to stir the pot, get you to communicate. But if this person hasn't been working on themselves and they don't come forward healed, it's not worth the time and investment. So they've got some work to do. Male or female, either way that it happens to resonate. Final card, please, Spirit. Final card. Thank you. All right. We have the 7 of Wands. Boundaries are needed. I feel like this person maybe crossed your boundaries. Whether it's a boss, a lover, whatever. I feel like this person crossed your boundaries and that's why you've cut this person off, right? So they're spying, they're wondering, they're curious. That's why they're sending the telepathic messages. There's been a lot of confusion here. And I feel like there needs to be a shift in perspective. You might be also dealing with somebody who's really, they're giving me the word possessive. Oppressive, possessive, controlling, overbearing, all of those things. Lots of heartbreak, lots of backstabbing, lots of betrayal. Ooh, King of Cups. There's lots of options here. Okay, we have the Emperor who's not healed. We have the King of Swords. He's come out more than once. And we have Page energy. Pages aren't going to get you anywhere. They bring news and then they're out. They're here 1 minute, gone the next. Okay, so don't settle for a page. Knights, they're kind of flighty too. They're here 1 minute, gone the next. They're not committal. Kings are an Emperor. Queens or an Empress. Those are the only ones that are solid, okay? And so if it's not in that solid, stable energy, it's a hard pass, because if you're working on you, you're doing your shadow work, you're not going to settle for less than that. You need somebody that's equally yoked, somebody who is balanced, somebody who is in their divine energy to create equal, harmonious relationship, okay? Business, love, or otherwise. Whatever it happens to be. So use your intuition. But the King of Cups is usually my favorite. He's nurturing, he's loyal, he's compassionate, he's protective. Holy shit, he might want a commitment. This is part of your ascension, okay? Judgment. Yeah. So the King of Cups is the one that's coming in for an actual offer. I feel like all these other options aren't an option anymore. Really, truly. They're just not an option anymore. You have evolved. You have gained insight and wisdom. You are moving towards a path that takes you towards blessings, financially, spiritually, mentally, physically, emotionally, all of it. You're moving towards that. So you have to move past all of these offers, right? Because it was keeping you stuck. So you started to do the shadow work. You're healing. So anything unhealed and unaligned just won't do. You're not dealing with all the nightmares anymore. That's not going to work. You want happiness, celebrations, right? You're going to rest when you need to rest because you're intuitively in check, in tune. You're going to decide what works best for you and what doesn't. You're getting your confidence back. You're nurturing yourself and the things you want to see grow. And oh, look, here's a new opportunity that's coming in. Okay, planner sets some goals. There is an unseen offer or opportunity that's coming in. This will blindside you. Quite literally, this will blindside you. I do feel like for some of you, you have like 3 or 4 options that like all materialize simultaneously, like within a few weeks of each other, where it's like you might have someone from the past resurface. You might be with somebody currently. You might have a brand new option that's kind of, you know, hey, how you doing sort of energy coming in. You're going to have to decide what's going to work best for you, and not all of them will. You're going to be cutting people off. When this new person comes in, if you're not happy in the connections that you're in, you are cutting those off and you're jumping ship. You're going with this other person. I feel like you're saying absolutely no to all of the past. You might change your number. You might get a whole new cell phone. You might move. You might relocate. You might block people on everything. Like, I really do feel like your whole world's about to change. And as a result, you're going to have to make changes on your end of things too in order for this to actually solidify. But we have the Ace of Pentacles. So love and money coming in, right? Walk away from the past. Trust your instincts and intuition where it's guiding you, okay? This new opportunity creates balance, quite literally. Then we're juggling. We have Temperance. We have the Two of Pentacles. We go from juggling to balanced. It's exactly where you want to be. No more juggling. No more confusion. We want balance. We're pouring into what? Our own cup first. So we have overflow, all right? And then 7 of Coins. So decide, is it worth it or not? And if it's not, what are we doing? We're creating balance by cutting things off. Courts, contracts, and legalities, okay? You might be signing a contract for a new job. Slow and steady wins the race. This will pay you more than you have probably ever made in your entire life. It's going to set you up in a big way. You have abundance that's trying to come in. Follow your passions. Your luck's about to shift and turn around this week in a really, really big way. As I'm picking up the cards, getting ready to start your weekend messages, I'm hearing Oh My Darling Clementine. I have no idea who sings that, but the song is called Clementine. So I'm going to attach that in the notes as well. All right, my lovelies. Let's see what we got for the weekend. Happy fucking Friday. What do we need to see? What do we need to know? Aries, Sag, and Leo, Cancer, Pisces, Scorpio, Gemini, Libra, Aquarius, Virgo, Taurus, Capricorn. Here we go. Don't talk to anyone. Don't look at anyone. You need some fucking time alone, and you know why. Why? What's going on? You okay? Don't believe every shitty thought that you have. Remember that thoughts can be sneaky, lying bastards. So we don't want to listen to our ego, okay? The ego is what lies to us. The ego will deceive us. The ego is not so good, okay? So we want to operate from our intuition and our heart space. Lightning, it's time to figure some shit out on your own. That's why you need the time alone, right? So you can come up with a solution to whatever problem you're currently dealing with. Ask for the divine to intervene for you. Ask for your angels to come in and help clear the path for you. Ask them to help you, okay? They will, absolutely. One more, Spirit, what do we need to see for the weekend, please? What's going on? There it is. Stop obsessing. You're not the fucking center of the universe. We know that. All right. So we're not going to worry so much. We're not going to believe all the shitty thoughts that we happen to have. We're going to spend some time in quiet so that we can come up with a solution. And we're going to stop obsessing so things actually get back on track and change. All right, Spirit, what do we need to see? Fire, water, air, and earth. What is the energy this weekend? Next 72 hours. What do they need to see? What do they need to see? There we go. Acceptance, better watch out. I'm coming for it next. Inner peace, is my bitch. You're going to master this, okay? You are. You're going to master this. And you know how I know? Because you're going to go within, you're going to clear your mind, and you're going to clear all of the yucky shit that's swirling around in your brain. You're going to release that, and that's going to help you to find some peace. There's better shit on the horizon, so give that shit up, right? We're going to stop obsessing. We're going to give it up. Tell that little douchebag voice to pipe down. Silence your inner critic. It's a pretty loud message, right? The ego's been in control, so we've got to silence that. We've got to make some changes there, and that's going to help you to find peace. Just kidding. But seriously, though, seeking cosmic consciousness. Do you see how this person is meditating? Do you see how the brain is activated? It's in a peaceful Zen-like state. How do you get that way? You clear your mind of all the garbage. You meditate, you ground, you pray, you release, and you breathe. And lo and behold, spirit will clear the energy and you will feel transformed. What else do we need to see this week in spirit? What's the energy? What's going on? What happens after we find our balance and our peace? What happens? There we go. You are tenacious. Stay determined and do not give up. Don't give up. Trust yourself and listen to your internal GPS, your intuition. Loud message. Let go of the ego. Listen to your intuition. Actually, you can. Do you believe it? You better, because Spirit's trying to show you. See the glass as half full, not half empty, and stay optimistic. Why? Because it's refillable. So it's not over until the fat lady sings. It's not over. Spirit wants you to stay optimistic. Get out of fear. Get out of your head. Stop obsessing. Meditate, ground, pray, and listen to your intuition, but believe that all good things are possible. All right. What else do we need to see, Spirit? Let's get some good shuffles. What's the energy for the weekend? Energy for the weekend. All right. Fire, water, air, and earth. What do we need to see next 72 hours from whenever they see this message? Ooh, okay. So we're going towards healing. Love that. You might be cutting some people off, leaving them out in the cold. They're going to notice your absence. That's okay. You're going to be over there and they're going to be over there. And we're not going to deal with all the negative stuff. You are recovering. Injury, illness, surgery, and financially, okay? We went through some sort of ending. This ending might have hurt a little bit, but we're coming out on top. We're transforming. We're turning over a new leaf. That took strength and courage on your part. Maybe you had to say no to something you really wanted, but Spirit's going to bless you with something better, okay? You're getting your confidence back. You might be a master manifester. You might be pulling things out of thin air and bringing them into your 3D reality, okay? A lot of us are capable of doing that. You have to stay positive. We only manifest from a positive frame of mind. We speak it into existence. We put it out there in the ethers, and we know that when the time is right and we match the vibration, Spirit will bring it to us. We don't have to dwell on it. We don't have to worry about it. We know that it will come to us when we match the vibration. That is how manifesting works. Same thing with prayer, okay? You're going to put it out there. You're going to give it to God. You're going to leave it the heck alone. You're going to say, God, I can't do all this, but you can. I can't, but you can. I can't, but you can. And with you, I can. All right? And we're going to turn things around for the better. Things start to change really quickly. Spirit's going to show you where they want you to take action, and it's going to lead to happiness and a celebration. Yes, you have your guard up with good reason. Instead of having walls all the time, you're going to be strong and confident. Instead, you're going to say no to the things that don't work for you, and you're going to say yes to the opportunities that you want. You're also going to be in receiving energy. You're going to be creative. You're going to be nurturing the things that you want to see grow. That leads to some sort of happiness and wish fulfillment. For some of you, it leads to new love and opportunities coming in. For others, it leads to some sort of financial blessing that leads to abundance, and it all happens incredibly fast, okay? Both of the knights that came out in the weekend reading are the two fastest moving in the tarot. We have the Knight of Swords and the Knight of Wands. Air sign, Gemini, Libra, Aquarius. Fire sign, Aries, Sagittarius, and Leo. We also have the Knight of Cups. I can't forget him. He's very nurturing. He's very empathetic, but he's lacking confidence. So he needs what? He needs strength and courage, and the strength card is out here. Love it, Spirit. Thank you. So I do feel like things really start to escalate quickly. I feel like opportunities present themselves quickly. I feel like there is opportunities for abundance. There's opportunities for happiness, opportunities for wish fulfillments, opportunities to let go of things. New opportunities take its place. There could be pregnancy announcements. There could be creation that's factored into all of this stuff. There's new beginnings. There's happiness. It's a fresh start. It's a new beginning. It's creative. It's fun. It leads to public recognition, fame, fortune, and reward. So what is the key here? Walk the fuck away from all the things you don't want, because that's what opens the door. You first have to close one and leave it. They're giving me the words escape room, okay? Maybe it's going to feel like you escaped something that was really negative. As a result of you leaving all of this negativity and the things you don't want behind, wow, do some opportunities come in for you, and it starts this weekend. Have a great week. We'll see you next time.